Welcome back. We are now at, yes, we're at part 5 of, second week of May's new comics, bitches. Um, like our friend over at Carnival of Sins, I might just end up doing just, each segment just might be one comic, as opposed to you know, trying to maximize, as much time as whatever, you know. But I find that's, and then people can kind of pick and choose. But I guess, because thoughts carry over from one to the other, so I just think it's important to have, some kind of cohesion. If I could put this all together in one video, I would, but, fucking YouTube doesn't allow for that. It has to be, can only be a maximum of 15 minutes. Some of you people are bypassing that. I don't know how that's possible. So if you have a video that you put up that's over 15 minutes in length and over 2 gigabytes in size, please let me know, because I'd really like to know how you did that. Anyway, moving on. Book of the week. This one's been a long, long time coming. And that is The Lone Ranger, issue number 25. Very minimalist cover, as you can tell. Just the single silver bullet. Since I first started reading The Lone Ranger, this has been one of my, this was kind of my favorite publication from Dynamite Comics. But this has taken, I don't know, at least 3, possibly 4 months to come out with this final issue of The Lone Ranger. Again, sad that it's the last issue, but happy that I finally have it and finally was able to read it. Because essentially it is the final showdown between the Lone Ranger, Tonto, and the big bad Cavendish. And there are some really awesome moments in here. Brett Matthews... he wrote, he co-wrote the miniseries Serenity, Those Left Behind, with Joss Whedon. Since the beginning, this has been a pretty Whedon-esque book. And the whole time that I was reading it, I kept thinking to myself, this is, if they make a movie out of this, which they... basically they were planning on doing, they're planning on making a film out of the Lone Ranger, which Johnny Depp will play Tonto, and because this is a Jerry Bruckheimer film, and apparently Johnny Depp is the only person that can play anything in a Jerry Bruckheimer film. But now they're looking at Armie Hammer, who played the Winklevi, or the Winklevoss twins in The Social Network, as playing... young John Reed. I was personally hoping for Nathan Fillion, but I hope for Nathan Fillion in just about everything. So it just seems like he would really fit this role well. He might be a little too old, though. That's my only concern. So, the grand showdown, it is grand. I mean, there's some really wild stuff that goes on in this. There's some great art, just some really brilliant writing. And just some smart stuff, smart people involved here, smart smart writing, really good art. Like I said, Brett Matthews again, just he's a really good writer, and I'm so glad to see this. I'm not glad. I should rephrase that. I'm not glad to see this end. This could have gone on forever, as far as I was concerned. But I'm glad that this has this issue has finally come, because it brings a good wrap up to this story. This, it's been a long time coming. So again, I'm glad that it's, that's finished for right now. I'm hoping that they'll bring it back someday. Similarly as I'm hoping that Dynamite will bring back Buck Rogers. The Buck Rogers comic that they were doing someday. But, it's just, it was good, man. I mean, it was such a good series, and even the Lone Ranger and Tonto, like quote unquote, not they weren't annuals, but they were, just kind of, there were two one shots that they did, which were extremely intelligent and really well written, and just it was wonderful stuff. I used to write. I think the reason that some of these tend to get overlong, I used to write for a website called popsyndicate.com. And at popsyndicate.com, I was a columnist there. And I would do one or two comics a week. But I honestly, I didn't keep it up because it started to feel too much like work. This doesn't feel like work to me. And probably some of you out there are saying, well, because you're not really working, you're just, rattling shit off. Because some of my reviews are still up there, but they are, it's a couple of, I think it's, at least a year and a half now since I last did anything for them. So, certainly any comic book reviews. I did review the first season of Dollhouse, for them. But I think that was pretty much when I stopped. So like I said, yeah, definitely over a year. So, anywho, all right. So that's it for this week's new comics, bitches. So, we'll see you next week, unless something comes up between now and then that I really feel that I need to tell you guys about. So, until then, we'll see you. Have a good weekend. Just have a good time. And let's everybody be safe out there, okay? We'll see you. Shit. Always leave your audience laughing.